Once again, this is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. I'm coming to you from a corner of my art studio to talk to artists today. And what I want to talk to you about is pricing your artwork. How to price your artwork, right? This is something that many people seem to know about. I've seen on YouTube. I've seen in books. I've read in books. Authors and artists tend to suggest how to price your artwork when you're a beginner, right? Or when you're starting out, when you want to start selling your work, either way, right? I think that the suggestions they give may be slightly off, and here's why. Okay, the idea comes from get your artwork, see your artwork, right? The artwork you create. Go find someone who paints like you, or takes photos like you, or doodles like you, and price it according, price it somewhere along the way they do, right? So if you see someone who paints like you and they have their stuff, at $500, I don't know, a little painting or whatever, do the same thing they do, and that's how you get started. It's a noble idea, but I think it's off. Here's why. You don't know. Number one, there's two things why. Okay, number one, you don't know if the person is positioned well in the market, meaning they have enough exposure in the market, they have good gallery representation, or they've been painting for some time and collected a good list of clients or collectors, or they're just crushing it on Facebook. They have 50,000 followers on their Facebook page, or their fan page, or on YouTube or whatever, and they have a following of people. So therefore, they kind of position themselves in a place where if they ask a certain price, people are okay with it because they've been growing, to land that price. In other words, they have awareness in the market. Okay, they're known, to put it that way. Okay, and that's one. Okay, I'm not saying that if you're not known you can't put those prices. Bear with me. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so they position in the market, right? Maybe they're positioned in the market and they're selling their artwork at $500, where they could be selling it at $3,000, and they're doing it. They're on there selling themselves. Okay, this is what I'm getting at. It's a little sketchy. That's why I don't suggest this. Number two, you don't know if the artist that you're looking at is even selling. So you might be putting your prices like that person because, oh yeah, I paint like him. Oh, I'm just as good as him or her, right? And you go and you put your paintings at, I don't know, $2,000 or whatever that price is, and you're just now part of the you're now following the wrong thing the artist is doing, which is they paint a certain way, but maybe they don't have a following, and they're not selling, so they're just kind of slapping these prices and just kind of sitting there. The artwork just sits there, and now you're doing the same thing, right? What I suggest to do is to start out however you can, meaning this, okay? Because people are like, how do I price them? How do I price them? Price them however you can in the beginning. If someone asks you, I like that painting, how much do you sell it? Price it however you can. Because what I mean however you can is that I'm not saying give it away, nor I'm saying put a $10,000 price point. What I'm saying is get rid of it. When you're starting out, you want to get rid of it, okay? And this could mean get some money for your materials, and get some money for, I don't know, a couple of hours of work or whatever. Meaning, just revolve it. I don't know what that is for you. It could be $300. It could be $200. It could be $100. I don't know. But what you want to do is start getting your feet wet. See, because many people make this mistake. They go and see someone's art and they say, oh, my artwork is worth $5,000. I mean, look at that guy. That guy paints just like me. Or I paint just like him. And he's got his stuff priced at $5,000. And my stuff is definitely worth $5,000. But you don't know the back story of that. You don't know how many followers that person has. You don't even know if that person sells at $5,000. That's just the price. You don't know if those things are actually selling. Okay, so even if they're selling, you don't know the back end story of that. You don't know that every time the artist puts a painting on Facebook, 10,000 people raise their hand and say, I want to buy it, I want to buy it. You don't know that because you don't know where they're placed in the market. What I'm trying to say is that when you get started, don't get caught up in that. What you want to do is get rid of it. Get rid of it so that you can produce more, so that you can start getting your feet wet, and you can start producing more. The more you produce, the more you will find out where you fit. And the more you produce, the more people get to know you. And then that way you're essentially carving a place for yourself into the market. Okay. Now there is, for like musicians and another type of artists, there are set prices, right? You can't sell it a CD. Maybe you can, I don't know. But the standard, right? A CD is like what, $19, $14 or whatever. Well, that's the price of a CD or a demo, $20 or $10. I don't know what they price it. But there's sort of a standard. You're not gonna come to the gig if you're a musician and say this is $100 demo. Maybe you can. I don't know. Try it. Tell me if it works. But there are standards. You go into a show, you pay $15, $20. I don't know. With because it's repetitive, right? With art, it's different. Unless you're selling prints, now you go into the repetitive. But if you're selling originals, there's certain price points. If you're auctioning like myself, well, that's different, right? You have to go into how auctions work. But if you're selling price, I do everything. I try to do auctions. I try to do everything I can, because right now what I'm trying to do is get people to know who I am, get them to hear about me, not just go and say, oh, this is $10,000. Here you go, buy it. I'm trying to get people to hey, here I am. I'm over here. I've actually been painting for over 20 years, and you've never heard about me. Here, let's come and check out my stuff. See who I am first, right? Maybe even I don't know, buy a little print or start. Anyways, I don't want to confuse you, but what I'm trying to say is get rid of the artwork first. Many people, when they start out, this is the solution of this. Okay, the solution is sell it at whatever price you can when you start out, until one, you learn how to paint, right? Because with repetition, you're going to learn how to paint. Two, you learn how to sell. That's another thing you have to learn how to do. So don't get caught up in, oh, that person sells it like that, because I've seen many artists throughout my career that they go and I did this myself, they go and they copy, essentially what someone else is doing, the price points and everything, but they're not really copying the whole structure. Maybe an artist gets published all the time on the big magazines, and you're not doing that. And that's why the artist can pull $10,000 for a painting, and you can't. But they paint just, you guys are at the same level, but the artist has a different pool. Or maybe that artist is being represented by one of the finest galleries in the States, or in the country, whatever. And you're not doing that, and you're scratching your head and you're saying, how come the artist is selling that for that price, and it's, my paintings are better than his, and I can't sell them at that price? Well, because you don't know the whole story. So my suggestion is, don't go and see where someone, how you paint or where you are, with someone else, to try to copy prices. Get rid of it first. Get rid of it. Just start selling. And for musicians, like I said, there are standards. Just follow those standards. Follow the standards of the, other musicians around town, or people. It's different from art, of course, right? Like I mentioned, you're not going to sell a CD for $100 if the standard price, the market price is, I don't know, $19 or whatever. Anyways, I'll leave you with that. I hope I made any sense for you guys out there. Thank you so much. Take care. Till next time.